after we launch on Switch and PC, that's when we'll start looking at, I almost said 360, that's when we'll start looking at Xbox and PS4.
360 is a very viable market right now. Hello there, my name is Brandon, and today I'm talking with Craig, one of the developers of Friends Like These, at PAX East, on the show floor, Indie Showcase.
So this is a game my wife and I are making together. It's a two-player co-op game where you both control the same ship. But throughout the game, we change over the roles. So one person starts off flying, the other's shooting, and then we swap it based on the environment you're in. The players can't choose just by pushing a button when they want to swap.
Now, that's one of the things that I appreciate about this game. The game isn't inherently hard if you're a singular player, but when you're playing with a friend or say someone you're in a relationship with, it more so tests the connection between you two, and you have to kind of work together and read each other's minds, or it enforces communication, which enough games these days don't really have. This is on your couch and you can just punch the person next to you.
Exactly.
Though I'm sure with a friendly game like this, you don't want people punching.
Preferably not. If we can avoid that, that'd be good.
So now you guys are coming all the way from Australia. Is there anything special that Australian devs have to face, overcome challenges, or benefits that maybe the government grants, such as Canadian funds for media production that you see all the time in Logos Before Games?
Yeah, no, unfortunately, the Canadian Media Fund's probably one of the better programs out there. Australia used to have a similar program called the Australian Games Fund. It would be great if some things like that came back to Australia because it's done so well for the Canadian games industry. Some of the big challenges we face is just getting across here. Obviously, the US is one of the biggest markets, so getting across here is a huge time investment. Would love to be able to have a whole real fancy booth like some of the other devs, but because we have to lug all of our equipment over here, we have to come up with creative ways, so like cutting paper out to put on the TVs, that kind of thing.
As an indie dev coming from another country, what is it like trying to rent booth space in a place like PAX East, where it's so hectic, it's so crowded, and it's so expensive? What's it like going that cost an extra mile? Where do you value your game at in its development cycle that you're ready to make this commitment?
For us, it was a huge decision to come across to the States, but when we were first deciding whether or not we wanted to make games, the first thing we said was, okay, because this is our first big project we've made together, initially it was, let's try going to a PAX Australia. If we can, that was in January and PAX Australia was at the start of November. We said, if we can get a game and show it off there and people like it, let's continue on and try and make it a commercial product. So we did that. The game was well received. So we're like, dang it, now we're going to have to try and actually make a full product. So picking smaller expos to begin with is really good before you try coming across here. In 2016, we also went across to Germany for Gamescom. That numbers-wise is just even bigger than PAX. But coming across is a big decision, but the things we're looking out for is, what does the US market think of the game? Is there any connections with local devs over here we can make to hopefully strengthen that, and also talk to some of the bigger publishers like Nintendo and whatnot?
Oh, absolutely. I totally slipped the card Tiny Build's way.
Yeah.
Now, tell me about Shy Kids Club, the studio you developed this game with your wife. Is this your first game, and is there anybody else working with you guys?
It's just the two of us, so I do the programming, Nicole does the animation, the sound, the biz dev side, so she organised a lot of coming across to PAX. What we do have though is a really supportive industry in Canberra, so whenever we're unsure of stuff, we ask our friends over there, they can give us a hand, but it's just the two of us doing all of it.
And now, is this your first game together?
Yeah, this is our first big commercial game. So we've done a few smaller game jams when we were just practicing our skills, but that was stuff we made in 48 hours that were just kind of throwaway. This would be fun.
Now, it's interesting you mentioned game jams. I find them super creatively reinvigorating. How long have you been doing game jams and in between your actual products that you're releasing?
We try and do at least one a year. So we generally do the Global Game Jam in January, just to practice our skills and try and get something out of the way, because while we're working on a big game like this, which we've been working on since the start of 2015, sometimes you just need a new creative outlet, so we'll just take a weekend just to work on a new project for a little bit, just so we can try different ideas.
All right, so I mentioned this earlier. How far into development are you that you're ready to display it in a booth here? How many months out until people are going to be able to buy it? And where can they buy it?
Well, fingers crossed it's just a bit over a year until they'll be able to buy it. We're going to start with PC and Switch. We've been greenlit for Steam. We're actually greenlit ages ago. We've just still been working on the game. We've got a Switch dev kit and it's working on there and it feels really nice.
I'd imagine. Switch seems perfect for this game.
Yeah, no, it is. It's the reason why that's just going to be perfect is, one, I'm a massive Nintendo fan, but of course it's got 2 controllers built in. So unlike any other console, we can guarantee that people will be able to play it with 2 people. But we've also built in a single player mode as well, just because sometimes your friends are busy and you can't play games with them. So we've got 2 different single player modes in there.
So you heard it here and you heard it in several places. I certainly heard of this game before coming to the convention. Keep an eye out for With Friends Like These from the Shy Kids Club. It's coming to Switch at some point. So eyes peeled.
Cheers. Yeah.
Cheers, mate. Is that offensive?